think it's maybe time to kick this thing off. I hope this is working. I hope you can see me and that you can hear me. Welcome to St. George's Cathedral in Kingston, Ontario, Canada on Thursday, March 26th at 12:15 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Michael Capon. I'm the music director here, and I'm going to share some music with you today. At a time when we're all being forced to isolate ourselves, I think we very much miss the human contact with each other. Even the most introverted of us, I think, desires at least some human contact from time to time. And so my hope is that by joining together for this little recital, that we may get a little bit of a sense of community, a bit of connection with each other as we come together and share this experience live right now here together. I'm especially pleased. I expect that there are some longtime friends of mine that are watching today as well who I haven't seen in a long time. So it's especially wonderful to be able to be in touch with you and make contact with you in this way. So hello and greetings. The first piece I'm going to play is a piece that carries a lot of memories for me. I first learned it when I first started learning the organ, and I was recently horrified to realize that that was almost 40 years ago. This piece by Bach was one of the first, really the first major work of Bach that I learned. It's the Fantasia and Fugue in C minor. I loved playing it then, and I still love playing it. It's a wonderful piece of music. It brings back a lot of memories for me, and probably for many of you it's rich with meaning as well. For today, I want to weave a little bit of a story through this recital. And the beginning of the story is that we are thinking about those who are suffering from the pandemic that we're going through right now. The people who have died, people who have suffered illness, families who have lost loved ones, as well as the struggles we're going through now as a society. So this Fantasia is a quieter, more meditative type of piece that has some deep emotion, some rich emotion to it. And I thought this would be a good way to start the program, just to be mindful of what we're all going through together. The fugue is more of an uplifting piece. It's a bit of a jaunty theme that begins the fugue with some repeated eighth notes that are kind of light and almost dance-like. And this part of the story is that it reminds us of the hope that we carry with us even through difficult times. There's a second theme in this fugue that comes about halfway through, and it's a very slow rising semitones, half-note theme. So they're just rising by a little bit each time, and it's this sort of uplifting feeling. So first we recall the pain and suffering, and then we recall the hope that we carry with us in difficult times. Just before I start, I want to just make a little apology. I'm playing today with pretty much the worst page turner in the world, namely me. For some reason, no one else was available to come and turn pages for me. So I hope you will indulge me if there's an occasional little slip or hiccup as I wrestle with the pages. So enjoy the concert. We begin with the Fantasia and Fugue in C minor by J.S. Bach. Next up is the 19th century French composer, Alexandre Guilmant, one of the early French symphonic organ composers. Wrote a number of organ sonatas, similar to the scope and scale of pieces that later French composers would call organ symphonies. I'm going to play a couple of movements from his Sonata number 3. And the next part of our story, continuing on in this recital, is the battle. This first movement of the sonata is called Preludio. It's a very dramatic, very eventful movement with a lot of contrasting ideas, a lot of sudden outbursts, wide range of dynamics down from very soft and up to very loud. And in our story today, this is the battle we are waging against this nasty virus that is turning our world upside down. We are going to fight, and we are going to win. And the next movement is called Adagio Molto, a very lovely, lyrical, quiet, gentle piece with just the right touch of schmaltz. Not too schmaltzy, not too little schmaltzy, just a nice amount of schmaltz. And this is our anticipating that once the battle is over, we can then rest from our fight. So in a way, this is sort of the storm before the calm. So the first two movements of Guilmant's Third Organ Symphony, Sonata, Preludio and Adagio Molto. And to finish with, we're going to finish with another French composer, a little bit later than Guilmant, turn of the last century, early 20th century, Louis Vierne, and his wonderful Carillon de Westminster. The final part in our story is the celebration. Having conquered adversity and rested from our hard work, it's time to celebrate. So in anticipation of our victory, we're going to enjoy the celebration of the bells ringing. And in this case, the bells are the Westminster chime. Of course, Big Ben in London. And the chime in the Westminster chime is made up of 5 phrases that are cycled through over the course of an hour. So at the quarter hour, you hear the first phrase. At the half hour, you hear the second and third phrase. At the 3/4 hour, you hear the fourth, fifth, and first phrase. And on the hour, you hear the second, third, fourth, and fifth phrase. So you hear 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4. And what Vierne does is he cycles through the whole course of an hour. So you'll hear first the single phrase, then you'll hear the double phrase, then you'll hear the triple phrase, and then the quadruple. And he does a series of variations on this, really 3 main sections. And it starts off sort of restrained, it's sort of held back a little bit. And it gradually builds and builds all the way through to a crashing conclusion. So it gets more and more energetic, more and more fiery, until you get to the end when you're here in the building and we end with sort of full organ like this. You can feel the floor shaking. And unfortunately, you won't be able to feel that today. You'll just have to imagine it. Maybe you can simulate that by rumbling your feet or something at the very end of the piece. That'll give you a sense of what it might be like. Hopefully, you'll get a taste of the piece. It's obviously not the same as being here in person, but we're making do as best we can in a difficult situation. So we're ending with a celebration here. Louis Vierne, Carillon de Westminster. So thank you very much for joining me today. It was great to share this time with you. Hope you enjoyed it. I will do another concert next Thursday. I plan to do a concert each Thursday as long as I'm able. So next Thursday, same time, 12:15 Eastern Time, tune in again for another concert. And as well, if you care to join us on Sunday morning, we have an online Sunday service, Sunday at 10:30 in the morning. Our Dean, the Very Reverend Don Davidson, will be presiding and preaching. And by the way, my thanks to him for setting up the camera today and getting this all working. And also on Sunday, I'll be playing some more organ music. I'll be playing music by some British composers, including Vaughan Williams, Boyce, and C.S. Lang. And finally, if you are able to make a contribution, make a donation towards the running of the cathedral in this difficult time, we would really appreciate it. We have a page on Canada Helps as one way you could donate, or you could do an email transfer to the cathedral, mcalcutt@stgeorgescathedral.ca. You can find the information about that on our website, stgeorgescathedral.ca. So thank you again for joining me. Hope we'll see you Sunday and or Thursday for the weeks to come. Thank you, take care, stay well, courage, goodbye.